Hey everyone, David with Your Machine here. Today we are following up on the last video I made where I created two Facebook ad campaigns, a conversion ad campaign and a traffic ad campaign to promote a new song that we just released. And last time I created the campaigns and showed you how to do all that stuff. This time we are going to, one, compare and interpret the results between the traffic and conversion ads that I ran. Two, we're going to talk about the cost effectiveness of using Facebook ads as a marketing strategy generally, right? Is it even worth it? Three, we're going to look at some of the theory behind how we're using Facebook ads to maximize their reach and listeners. And then finally, at the end, we'll take a brief look at some data that Spotify artists can show us and in relationship to the Facebook ads results and data that we're getting. Okay, so before we get started, let's have a hard conversation about what we're really doing and trying to achieve with Facebook advertising here, right? We know that Spotify pays us 0.003 to 0.005 cents per stream on average, right? That's not a lot of money. And when we are advertising with Facebook, we can see that getting people to click on the link, which we don't even know if technically they listened to the song or followed us, is costing us, 10 cents to 15 cents, maybe 20 cents, right? So you're talking about a loss of money here. If you speak in those terms of how much they're paying us versus how much we're paying to get somebody to play the song. And, it's like we're paying 20 to 30 times more than what the song is actually going to bring in. So this isn't like a normal business where you can track, sales and leads and convert this into actual dollars, because we don't get that information from Spotify, right? We can't tell for sure that this 12 cents or this 16 cents actually converted into some type of revenue for us, right? We have other sources that are bringing in traffic. Well, hopefully you have other sources that are bringing in traffic to your Spotify, and we just can't compute the same things that a normal business does, where they have it on your website or on their website where they can track a sale or other information on those people in terms of dollars, right? Technically, you could set up a landing page to go to iTunes, but still, that's at least you're trying to push somebody to purchase something, but we can't track that data from iTunes very well. And why wouldn't somebody just go to Spotify where they can listen to it for free, right? We could technically try to get people to buy stuff from our website, from our landing page, to go to another part of our website or our domain. But again, people can just go to Spotify and listen to it. So unless they're super fans, or unless you have some other kind of marketing strategy or something that's attractive enough to get them to actually buy it, there's other options that are cheaper. So if you guys have any ideas about this, theoretically on what exactly we're doing here, please share. And if this is worth it, this is something I'm exploring in my own career as an emerging artist. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing Facebook ads, because, on paper at first, it doesn't look like it's really there's no return on investment, right? But that said, and as I'll show you later, the goal that I've heard some people say is to just drive traffic to Spotify, and hopefully you'll get on one of their algorithmic playlists, and that will help your song blow up, right? So at this point, it's not really investing, it's almost kind of like gambling. And so if you guys have any thoughts on this, please share. I would be interested to start a conversation about this and make more videos on finding out, what we're doing here exactly, and if this is even really worth it. Okay, so let's recap real quick on the difference between traffic and conversion ads, right? So traffic ads are more about efficiency and performance. You can reach more people. You're going to have a lower cost per link click, and you can technically send people to your landing page that has your Facebook pixel attached to it, but normally you're optimizing for music marketing for like a video, sending people straight from a video to your Spotify. And if any of you guys have any other suggestions on how to effectively use these traffic campaigns, please comment below. But you're going to reach more people, and the cost is going to be a little bit less, right? For traffic campaigns, or I'm sorry, for For conversion campaigns, Facebook is going to optimize finding people that are more likely to click, right? So you can see that a little bit less people are clicking on the link here in this conversion ad. But in theory, Facebook, based off the demographic information they're collecting through the Facebook pixel, are going to be able to find people that are more likely to click, right? So in the end, even though the cost is going to be, cost per click is going to be a little bit more, we are collecting important data on people. And so in theory, the pixel or the conversion ads are better for retargeting purposes later, right? And I'll do some more experiments where I compare retargeting between different methods just to kind of see. But yeah, so those are the two main differences. Traffic is all about efficiency and performance, low cost, pixel, and conversion ads are, you know, basically about the power of retargeting people and getting more information on them. So they're a little bit more expensive and you reach less people, but you're going to get a little bit more quality data on them in theory that Facebook can use later. Okay, so let's talk about some theory real quick behind marketing and advertising with Facebook ads. Okay, so let's talk about some of the theory behind marketing and advertising with Facebook ads, okay? So you might have some idea of where this music might be popular, but you don't know for sure what countries, ages, and genders, right? Unless you've done some kind of research. And so a lot of what Facebook can do for you is provide that research and help you find out what demographics, you know, what country, age, and gender are actually going to listen to and like your music, okay? There is the factor of cost to factor in, and that's why we separate these countries into different markets, because advertising costs and availability are different in top priority markets like the United States, Switzerland, Austria, France, and Italy versus mid-priority markets, right? The cost and availability are going to be different, especially in the low priority markets, right? And so you might have some idea of where your music might be popular, but it's a good idea if you have some money to spend on some test campaigns to just find out, split up across these three markets and run the Facebook ads to everyone. And well, you want to narrow down by your affinity artists, right? So fans of other music who might like your music. But you want to stay, if you're doing, you know, theoretically at the beginning, you want to stay pretty broad. You want to let Facebook do all this work, because as you saw before, Facebook, just over 2 days with the traffic campaign, was reaching 150,000 people, right? And so you can do your own experiments and gather knowledge and data on who might like your music, right? Plus, Facebook can retarget them later through conversions and based on video views. So you might have your own idea about who might like your music and where, but you're going to want to let Facebook help you figure that out by running broad test campaigns first. So that's a little bit about, you know, the theory behind why we're doing what we're doing. Okay, so let's start comparing the results from the pixel or the conversion campaign I ran and the traffic campaign. So I've got both of these clicked, just to highlight these, to show these here. And what we'll do is, this is the main screen that Facebook Ads Manager shows. So we'll run through this real quick and interpret. So first, let's look at results. 61 Spotify conversions for the conversion ad campaign versus 79 clicks. Okay, so staying true to the theory, we got more clicks on the traffic campaign, but as we'll discuss later, the pixel or conversion campaign may have collected better data for us. So let's move on. We can see the total amount reached. Just like I was saying, traffic reaches more people, traffic ads, and conversion ads reach less. Impressions, same thing. Traffic ads or more. Same thing with cost per result. Traffic ads were a little bit cheaper than conversion ads. Amount spent was almost identical by plan. Frequency, if you look at the frequency here, this is just how many times on average the person saw the ad, right? So you don't really want this to get above, too far above 1, because you don't want people seeing the same ad over and over. So around 1 is fine. That just means about 1 person saw it on average. Unique link clicks. Again, traffic was more, right? The traffic campaign resulted in more link clicks, but not by a huge significant amount, just 10 more. We won't look at landing page views. I'm not even sure how the 2 got in there because it doesn't track landing page views for the traffic campaign, and so therefore we'll ignore these costs as well. Okay, so let's start looking at some more results. So if you go up here to performance, we can start looking at a couple key different things here. Okay, so first let's go to engagement, and let's compare the results between the conversion campaign and the traffic. So again, we see the link clicks here. We've got 10 more link clicks with the traffic campaign than with the conversion campaign. And as expected, the cost, 12 cents per click, is a little bit lower than the conversion campaign. Okay? Now let's go down to video engagement. This is important. Later on, we can use the video, and I'll do a video on this, on how to retarget people based on video views. But first, okay, we've already seen impressions. We can look at 3-second video plays. Again, traffic is reaching more people. Cost is less for 3-second video plays. Through plays, same amount. So here's what's really important. We really don't care about people that only viewed maybe 25%, maybe 50% of the video. We're really interested in who viewed maybe 75% or 95%, and later on we can use this video to retarget people building a custom or lookalike audience. And especially we're interested in the people that watched the whole video because that means they were super interested. But I'll make another video on that. So again, we see that the traffic ad reached 120,000 video plays and the conversion ad only reached 24,000. But again, the conversion ad is collecting data on people that are most likely to convert. So in the end, after all is said and done, these clicks may be more quality, right, than just quantity, as in traffic. Okay, let's move on to, you can look at performance and clicks. And again, we can look at our cost, total impressions, cost per 1,000 impressions, link clicks, cost per click, link click-through rate, and then all total clicks, right? And landing page views. Okay, so I think that's it for that. Let's set this back to default. And let's do breakdown. This is important. Let's look at day, right? I only ran this over a couple days over the weekend, so you can see May 1st and 2nd. But if you're running a test campaign for several days or several weeks or months or however long, this would be really handy to be able to view everything by day of the week to see if there are certain days that you need to target. And you can do this with time as well. And this is over the weekend, and so my theory was just a lot of people are going to be on their phones, a lot more people just sitting around flipping through their phones on the weekends than during the weekday. And yeah, and so they were about even between Saturday and Sunday, pretty close in terms of results. But yeah, you can break it down by the actual day and look at the link clicks, landing page views, and your cost. And again, this gives other options for week, 2 weeks, over the month. By delivery, what I like to do is look at age and gender. And so keep in mind, I had already run a previous test campaign and determined that basically women between the ages of 13 and 25 were most likely to view the ad and click on it. But there was also men that were 18 or 13 to 25 that were likely to do that. And so this will give you the breakdown of your reach and impressions and all of your data across these male and female categories. So if we look over here, Let's look at landing page views. Okay, that's the pixel. Let's look at link clicks. We see between 13 and 17-year-old females, and between 18 and 24-year-old females had most clicks. And if we go down to the traffic, should see something similar. So 13 to 17-year-old females had most of the clicks on the traffic ad. Again, 26. So yeah, and these are the people I already wanted to target based off my previous campaign, so I knew they were more likely to click on it, so my mission is being accomplished here, right? Let's look at another important delivery variable, which is going to be country. Okay, so if you're just doing a test campaign at first, you're going to want to know and get some data, and for your own personal knowledge, you're going to want to know what countries was this most popular in. Okay, so let's break this down by link clicks, right? Because either way, we wanted them to either click on our landing page and go to Spotify in the conversion ad, or in the traffic ad, I wanted them to click on the video and go to Spotify. And so we can see the people who were most likely to click in the traffic lived in Mexico and Brazil. Now that means two things, okay? So one, people in this country were likely to click on it, but two, this could just mean that advertising in these countries was the lowest that day, right? Because remember, you're setting up your ads on campaign budget optimization, and it's finding you the cheapest places to advertise. So just because no one in the United States clicked on it, that doesn't mean people necessarily in the United States don't like it. That just means probably that it didn't get advertised in the United States that day. So that's something really important to think about. And if we look at link clicks in our conversion campaign, we see Brazil again and Mexico. So same thing. So that's valuable knowledge to know that at least people in those countries listen to it. And then you'll have to do your further research and further test campaigns. Maybe just run some just strictly in the United States or specific countries if you want to find out for sure if people are going to, or how people are going to respond to it. And you can calculate that, by cost per click and landing page view. Okay, and obviously you can set this up for video engagement, for example, and you can break it down by age and gender if you want, right? So these two little report tools up here are very handy. And so if you wanted to look at the age of people that are viewing most of the videos, 100% through, most of the people were female, and then we could even break it down by country. But these are important tools up here for your own knowledge. Now, what I started to do in my last campaign, in my last video, was I wanted to test making a lookalike audience, letting Facebook pick people that are most likely, versus me just looking at these results and making my own audience based off the country and age and gender. And so I'll report on that experiment later. But as you can see, in the traffic campaign, it was about 3 and 3, and I only ran this for a couple days. This is just for demonstrative purposes, just to show you guys some more information on how to think about this. So yeah, that's how you can look at some of your results. And remember, you can go to Spotify for Artists, and there's a little lag, but you can check the listens and demographics here too, right? So if you just go to artists.spotify.com, it'll take you to this page. Here you can see which song has been pitched to editors. They give you a lot of really good advice here on how to promote your music successfully. And then here's the current song we're promoting, the cover of Kid Leroy's Without You. You can click on this. This gives you a bunch of valuable information and data on how many people are listening and when, and where they're listening from, right? Whether they're just coming straight to our page, whether they have it in their library, whether they got it from somebody else's playlist, or maybe Spotify algorithmic playlist or editorial playlist. And that's one of the goals here too with Facebook advertising, and we'll talk about that in a minute as far as cost goes. We may be technically losing money in terms of how much we're paying to advertise the song and get people to click on it. But from what I understand, and you guys out there can add more info if you know about it, or correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of a gamble. We're kind of gambling, hoping that we're going to drive traffic from outside sources to Spotify, and that hopefully Spotify's algorithms are going to pick that up and maybe put us on a playlist. Because as we know, if you can get on one of Spotify's playlists, that would be a great way for your song to blow up. Okay? And so if you keep scrolling, it'll give you country comparisons where you can look at how the song performs across different countries and when and the date. And then it'll bring you to top countries for this song, right? So you can see that even though I haven't been advertising in the United States specifically, or at least people haven't been clicking from the United States, people are still listening to the song from there. And you'll want to look at where what your Facebook results are telling you, and also compare it to this. Now, like I said, there is a lag. Spotify takes a couple days to kind of catch up, so you'll have to wait a couple days before everything updates in this. So you can see the top cities for your song. And if we scroll up here, we can look at playlists, right? So where are people listening to my song? So this is great. So props to SpinGray. If you guys don't know about SpinGray, go there. It's like $2 a month to get one of your songs on one of their playlists. Those 200 streams cost me $2 last month, right? All About Love. All of these others are either from small pay-to-play campaigns or from submitting to free playlist submission websites, right? A couple of these might be somebody that created their own playlist. Like this is called Without You. That's probably a playlist that somebody just made and they saw the song and they wanted to add to it, right? So this gives you more information about your song that you can compare to what you're doing and finding on Facebook, right? Okay guys, that's all I have for today. If you guys like what we're doing, go ahead and subscribe, and please let us know in the comments if there's any other kind of videos we can make or any way we can help you, and check out our music.